Stay tuned for Ginger Miller, host and founder of the Women's Veterans and Women in the Military 2016 5th Annual Conference at the University Conference Center in Georgetown, Washington, DC, as she goes up and close with military veteran, actor, and producer Torrei Hart. Become a member of the Women's Veterans Interactive today by visiting www.womensveteransinteractive.org.
I'm just so excited to have Torrei here. Not because, can you hear me? Good? Not because of her celebrity status, but because she served in the military.
Yes.
Yeah. And most people don't know that. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And Torrei and I met. It was kind of weird. I did a speaking engagement for a friend of mine, and I saw her on like the program, but I didn't know who she was.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know this, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it.
Okay.
So hold on to your seat. So at this particular speaking engagement, I had a lot of friends from New York, from Hempstead, New York, and I wanted to take a photo with them at the Step and Repeat. And at this time, you were there. And I'm just like, who is this lady hogging the Step and Repeat? Like, I'm trying to get up there with my friends. And then you said to me, oh, do you want to take a picture? I said, no, no, no. I'm trying to get there with my friends. And I just laughed. And after that, after I took the photo, Torrei and I started talking, and she started to tell me how I inspired her, which I thought was pretty cool. And then I said, and who are you and what do you do? It's still not, you know, sometimes I just miss it. And I said, so who is she? She said, oh, my name is Torrei Hart. I said, okay, and what do you do? She's like, oh, reality TV. So I said, from what show? And she was like, Atlanta Exes. I said, okay, and who's your ex? And then she says, Kevin Hart. And I'm just like, Ginger, you blow it. I'm just like, what a freaking airhead. It just didn't connect with me. But that was okay, because after that, you know, Torrei said something to me that really, like, if nothing else in the world, this really sealed it for me, to let me know that I'm doing the right thing. Because a lot of times, women veterans, we just put our veteran status on the back burner, because we're doing everything for our families, for our friends, you know, trying to get these great careers off the ground, and it may not be that important. And sometimes we kind of feel left out because we're not in that veteran community. But it was something that you said to me, and I'm going to let you say it because you know how you feel about the work that I'm doing at Women Veterans Interactive, and, you know, me personally. But some of those things you said to me, it just really resonated with me. And instantly, you jumped on board. And let me tell you something about Torrei Hart. She is a woman of her word. Everything she, everything you, because in this arena, you have a lot of people that will say, okay, Ginger, I love what you're doing with women veterans. I want to help out. But then they go away. You know, Vicki Irvin is another woman who's a woman of her word when it comes to women veterans. And the first conversation we had, you were just like, no, I told you that I would be there, and, you know, Ginger, I'm going to do it. So I was just floored. But I want you to tell everyone in this intimate conversation with Torrei Hart what you told me that day, as far as, you know, me being the hashtag girl on fire, igniting something in you, because I think that's so important. And take all the time you need. I want you to really, you know. Yeah.
Well, I will say, for one, it's just, you know, I'm actually more honored to be here. Yeah, I don't even know if you know that, but Ginger actually sparked a fire back in me, because, like she says, sometimes we put stuff to the back burner. And, you know, honestly, I was in the reserves, so I didn't even feel that I was that qualified to even be here, because I was a reservist. And I know, and Ginger said the same thing to me. She said, no, you still serve the country. You know, she said you did your basic training, you did your AIT, you did your drills, you still serve the country. Because I did want to go full-time, but my parents talked me out of it. My father was in the military, and he was the one who was like, baby girl, just do the reserves. I don't want you doing full-time. So I listened to him, which I should have just went with my own mind and just went full-time, but I did the reserves. And so, you know, sometimes I did feel less than from the people who were serving, you know, full-time. And I told Ginger that, and Ginger said, no, honey, you are still a vet. You still serve this country. You should never walk with your head low, and you should let people know. So in that moment, I just let her know how much she inspired me and to start talking about it, because I hadn't been talking about it, because like I said, I didn't feel qualified enough. So she sparked that in me. I love everything that she's doing. She's been motivating me to get the word out. And, you know, when she started telling me how female veterans were being treated, like, you know, if you serve this country, you should have everything there is and, you know, be able to use everything in this country. There's no reason why there should be everything that's going on right now, especially for the female veterans. So I told her that I want to be a part of this. I'm on board, and she sparked a new fire in me that I didn't see coming. So I'm excited.
Y'all clap it up for that. Is this on? Is it just low? Is it me? Okay. I just think, you know, Torrei, that's just so awesome, because you serve your country and you should feel like a woman veteran. But society has us in such a place, like if you didn't do X, Y, and Z, if you didn't go into a combat role, then women veterans think that they're not veterans. And that's so far from the truth. You know, when I told my story, I told that I was homeless. That was shocking to you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, women veterans should never serve their country and then become homeless.
That actually broke my heart, because I'm about to tear. I'm so emotional, y'all, so excuse me.
We cry here, see?
Okay. That's one of the things that really affected me, because I also, I serve the homeless a lot. I believe nobody should be homeless, and every time, like, I have a passion for homeless people too. And so when I heard that, like, that really hurt me, because I'm like, I don't understand, you know, why she was homeless, being that she is. It's just like, you know, when most vets come home and you see, you know, someone with the syndrome, the symptoms that they have and things that go on, they don't come back in their right mind sometimes, and it's like people just throw them to the wayside. And it's like, you can't do people like that. Like, you expect them to go out, stand for the country, fight for the country, and then when they come back from being in that type of situation, I've never been in a war. I can only imagine what you see, what you witness, how you can come back and your mind state can be totally altered. So for the fact that, you know, these people are coming back homeless, you know, homeless, like, I just can't believe that. So this is something for me very personal, because I don't think anybody should be homeless, number one, in America. Number two, especially if you serve the country. Like, that's just unacceptable.
You know, I'm a very candid, honest person, and to hear you say those words is just awesome. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, I consider myself a champion for women veterans, and I am, but we still need more champions. Mm-hmm. You know, we need women like yourself to truly get on board and to help us push this message through. Mm-hmm. And that's why, you know, when we had that first conversation, you said, Ginger, I told you I would be there for you. Mm-hmm. That's just so awesome, because you could be doing so many other things. You know, when people look at you, they think, oh, wow, she was married to Kevin Hart, all of these great things. When I look at you, I see a woman veteran. Mm-hmm. I see somebody who is compassionate about the work that we're doing. It's like, Torrei, you're our sister. Mm-hmm. You know, we have something in common. Yeah. You know, so words can never express how I feel, but I can tell you this, that I'm grateful. You know, and just like how, you know, you and Kevin got divorced, you know, we have a lot of women veterans who go through divorce, yeah. You know, and it's hard because you serve your country, you may have been traveling around, you know, with your spouse, and now you get divorced. How do you bounce back from something like that? And you are doing incredible things. You know, you told me that you had a book that was coming out, but you decided not to put that book out.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that's incredible, because timing is everything. Mm-hmm. You know, timing is everything. You can put that book out and just wreak havoc. And for what? To please who? To please who? So tell us a little bit about, like, what you're doing now, how you overcame some of the challenges that you may have had. We just want to get to know who Torrei Hart is, you know, the woman veteran. Like, what is it like in a day in the life for Torrei Hart?
Wow, every day is so different. First of all, ladies, I just want to say once again, I'm so happy to be here with y'all today. And I salute each and every one of you, and, you know, thank you for serving, and thank you for being here and supporting Ginger. And, you know, I would just have to say that, you know, my life is I didn't expect this, honestly. I didn't, even being here today, this is it's kind of like you just go with the flow, like we were talking about earlier. I used to fight against certain things. As I've gotten older, I've learned that you just go with it. You don't fight what's happening. You know, even with my divorce, it was very public. I was, you know, angry. I was bitter in the beginning because I felt like I was there with someone from the beginning, and for it to all fall apart, you know, it hurt. And you know, during that time, I didn't see where I was angry and where I was bitter until now, looking back at it. And not making an excuse for that, but I did feel like in that moment I had every reason. But you know, now, you know, in hindsight, looking back at it now, I'm like, no, I could have handled certain things differently. So now I do speak, and I was actually, when we met, I was speaking at another event about overcoming. And my mission now is each and every day just to be happy. Like, I wake up every single morning and I do my affirmations, because I believe that you can have a bad moment, but you don't have to have a bad day. Amen, you know, and I used to harp on bad days instead of just saying, oh, this is just a bad moment, let me just move on from this. Why am I holding on to this all day long? Like, no, happiness is the key to life. And as long as you're putting out that good energy, good positive energy, you're staying happy, you're staying in a good place for the people around you, then you're going to be fine. I also feel like it's my mission also. Every time I come encounter with someone, I want to leave a positive effect on them. So if I can give a compliment, if I can just make somebody smile, if, you know, I can just uplift your spirits, that's what I like to do, because it's not, I've also realized we're on earth for other people. We're not here for ourselves. So that's pretty much my mission is, you know, happiness. Happy, happy, happy. Everything I do with joy, I do it with love, and, you know, try to affect people. No more dark clouds lingering over my head. I refuse to have that at all. So if you can just wake up with the mindset, you know, you do your affirmations. I look in the mirror every day. Today is going to be a great day. Something positive is going to happen. Expect the unexpected. You know, each day, you never know what to expect out of life. That's why I say every day is totally different. You know, I audition a lot. I get told no a lot. I don't care. You know, I used to be like, oh, they don't know talent. They don't see good talent. You know, Hollywood got it messed up. They all caught up in this, you know, certain look, and they not giving real women a chance. And now I just said, you know what? It's okay, because now I make my own way. I do my own productions. You know, I put on my own productions. I put my own stuff out there now versus, you know, trying to get in that way. I switched it up, and it's been working for me. So, you know, I would just say pursue whatever you want, do it, go for it, and the only way you won't make it is if you quit. And I'm not quitting. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. And as I sit here and I'm listening to you, you know, the one word that keeps resonating with me as you're talking is control. Like, you decided to take control over your life, over your situation after your marriage. And I think we have to learn how to do that. Yeah. And I love the fact that you said, you know, you can have a bad moment, but you don't have to have a bad day.
Yeah.
And how many times have we had like that bad moment that really should have been a second and it ended up being 48 hours? I'm so guilty of that.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like you don't realize that you're holding on to all this negative energy. You know, that day I met you, I told you I commend you for what you're doing, because, you know, it's hard when you love somebody and things happen, but you look so happy to me. You know, and that's why when I met you, I'm just like, is that, which one is she? Okay.
Well, it's a choice. You know,
it is a choice.
You can choose to be miserable, or you can choose happiness. And I think it's, you know, better to choose happiness, right? And you can't control people. You can't, when I realized, and it's like you say, energy, see, growing up, I come from a very spiritual household, Christians, and, you know, they always, it's the Bible, it's church, but they never talked about energy. You know, you know, they talk about God and the Holy Spirit, but, you know, they didn't talk about the science of it either, which, you know, I wish growing up my parents would have told me more about energy and negative energy versus positive energy. And if you're not careful and you hold on to the negativity, that is an energy, and people, you know, they will feel that. So, you know, me not realizing, okay, you know, even when I'm angry and I'm upset, you know, I could come into touch with people and not realize that they're feeling that type of energy from me. You know, and I don't want, you know, people around me to feel any type of bad vibes. You know, you want everybody to feel good when you're around, and you want to give off that good energy. So it's like I said, it's just all about staying in a happy place. Even when you don't feel like it, there's always that voice, you know, that negative voice that could be saying things. You know, I cuss that voice out daily. You know, I know that voice get tired of hearing me, because I be like, not today, all right, we're not going through this, you know. But when you're conscious of it, and you know it could come, you know, it's a practice. It's a practice with getting out of your own way, as T.D. Jakes say. So I practice that daily.
Yeah, and I think that's great, and we all should. You know, I had to get, you know, to that point to where I just didn't let what people thought about me affect me. Because when you let what people think, when you really think about it, that's their thoughts.
Yeah.
Those are not my thoughts. And then I started to tell myself every day, you know, if you, Tanya, if you have a problem with me, that's your problem with me. That's not my problem. I can't take on your problem. Although you have a problem with me, it's still not my problem. And it's like you said, we have a choice. You know, and I think that key word again, control. We are in control. We are definitely in control. And in the green room, we were discussing, you have some new things that you're doing, a couple of movies, you know, you love the comedy. I had 30 minutes of comedy earlier today. It was supposed to be an empowerment talk, but it turned into comedy because, you know, that's who I am. On the inside, I'm a very, I wouldn't say that I'm happy, but I'm always joyful.
Yeah.
Because when you have that joy, it's down on the inside. And that's something that comes from God. The world didn't give it to me. And I'm not going to let the world take it away. I may not always be happy, but I'm always joyful. And that's like a pilot light that's deep down inside of me.
And that's a gift.
It is a
gift.
gift.
To be joyful. I mean, joyfully
gifted.
Gift. Yeah.
It is a gift. So tell us about your gifts, your comedic gifts.
Well, I'm also actually, I do a lot of drama too. Just finished a faith-based project called Resolution Song. And also Turnt is another film that'll be coming out 2017. I have three major projects that'll be coming out in 2017. Also a radio show, which I would love for everybody to listen to because it comes out on Dash Radio in 2017, and it's called Brutally Honest with Torrei Hart. So I'm going to be touching a lot of subjects that most people in Hollywood are afraid to touch. I'll be having a whole lot of guests on the show. Actually, my ex-husband's going to be like one of my first guests on the show. And look out for me also on House Husbands 2017. I actually shot with him for House Husbands. Yeah, so I'll be on that in 2017. And like I said, you know, when you decide to stay positive and understand that things in life happen for a reason, then good things will start to flow. You know, I had to get out of my own way. Not to mention, you know, who knows? You know, God put me on a different mission. Now I go out and I speak to women. You know, I have my story now, and I'm able to use what happened to me to, you know, speak to women, motivate women, and had that not happened, I probably wouldn't even be sitting here with you on stage today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And do you find that when you go out to, you know, motivate other women, is that also helping you to heal internally?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And help me see the bigger picture too. So.
Wow. You know, and you know, for the audience, you know, I just think that, you know, we can all definitely learn something here today because, you know, a lot of times when we see folks out in Hollywood land, it's like, oh my God, you know, you got divorced from Kevin Hart and you're still alive. You're not just alive, but, you know, was that funny?
I was supposed to die. I know I was supposed to die.
Oh, absolutely. But the thing is, you're not just still alive, but you're thriving.
Yeah.
You know, and I just have to be honest, now I'm feeling like TMZ. When I saw you on the Hollywood Walk of Fame with him, that right there, you know, I put it on Facebook. I was like, oh, congratulations. Like, we've been knowing each other for years. You know, you could do a lot of stuff on Facebook to fool folk. But I mean, it's true. You know, and social media is dangerous that way.
Very.
But, you know, it just made me feel good, you know, as a woman to see you with him as a blended family. Because what that spoke to me was, you know, what's important here is the kids.
The kids. That's the only thing that matters to me.
Yeah.
So screw being angry. I mean, because, you know, and I speak on co-parenting too because, you know, kids turn into grandkids. Then there's great-grands. So you're going to be angry for 30 years and not realize that this is family? This is, at the end of the day, we're a unit. And so, you know, I put everything aside to see smiles on my children's face. And that's all that matters. They didn't ask to be, you know, brought into no turmoil. So who am I to, you know, see them walking around angry and bitter, and then, you know, what's going on with us is just going to, you know, they're going to feed off of that energy.
Right.
So they should see nothing but positive energy and see nothing but positiveness around them, because if not, then I'm going to have troubled kids. And I'm not walking around no troubled kids getting no calls from nobody's school. Okay, so yeah, we got to keep it positive.
Wow, and I'm looking at her like, no schools. Well, I'm with my husband. I'm getting those calls. I'm getting the calls from the school. Maybe I'm not doing something right. But, you know, again, I commend you on your tenacity, because, you know, a lot of times we put ourselves first. You know, we had Tanya, she talked earlier today about putting herself first in her marriage. And, you know, it just didn't work. You know, you always have to do what's right by other people also.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just about us.
And it's not easy. Trust me. Sometimes it was hard. In the beginning, I wanted to punch both of them in the face. Okay? But I thought like, okay, then I'm going to go to jail, and then this ain't going to turn out well. Then I'm still not going to be with my kids.
Right.
So, you know what, let me go ahead and take this boxing class instead and punch a bag and put their face on it. And that works just as well. I'll go to the gun range and put their face on the target. You know, that's, you gotta do stuff like that, you know, and that's what I did. Yes, okay, that works, you know, and I went back to my Army days, my M16, I was like, somebody getting blown up today. Okay?
Wow.
But then after about a year of doing that, you know, I got everything out, and it worked, you know, and that anger, I just put it into something else, and I got toned at the same time versus ending up in a prison cell. So, yeah.
You know, I really didn't expect that our conversation would go there, but I know that everybody out there was thinking, I wonder if she's going to mention Kevin. So, but you know, I just appreciate your honesty, because let it be Kevin or Bob or anybody else, we all feel that if we're going through something with our spouses, if we're going through a divorce, and I just commend you for that. Did y'all get all that on camera back there? Awesome. No. I just commend you for taking that energy and putting it someplace else, because a lot of times, you know, as women, we don't release that energy.
Yeah.
And that's when it, you know, your hair can fall out, you can start eating. I'm an eater.
Yeah.
You know, when I get depressed or whatever, I eat. But I think I'm getting ready to go to the gun range tomorrow.
Go to the gun range, yes. Shoot something up.
I'm getting ready to go to the gun range tomorrow. So, tell us a little bit about what it was like filming Atlanta Exes.
Oh, wow, that was so fun. Because, you know, at the heart, we all like a little bit of drama, right? We all need something, just a little tiny bit. So just a little bit, you know. So it was cool. I'm actually friends with all the women. We actually are still in touch to this day. You know, and of course, productions, you know, it's real. It's very real. But sometimes, you know, producers behind the scenes, they'll throw a little bone in there like, I heard this person said this, so you might want to confront them about that. You know, so you get that sometimes.
Juicy.
Yeah. I mean, because let's face it, nobody's going to watch if it ain't some type of action happening. You know, we ain't in a kumbaya circle.
Right.
You know, just trying to everything perfect. That's not reality TV.
Right.
Unless it's on OWN. And, you know, they even still getting some drama now with Iyanla. Iyanla be turning up now, so.
Did you see it?
You see, Iyanla was like, I got to turn up just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So, but it was a great experience. If you ever get a chance to shoot reality, do it. Okay? And don't care what nobody say, because people going to talk if you do or if you don't. So, yeah.
Wow, you know, everybody's thinking like, let them ask me. I'm going to do it.
It's fun, y'all, and you make some good money too. So
awesome.
Yeah.
And last thing, you know, as far as what we're doing with women veterans, and you know, I'm just excited to have you on board, because there is strength in numbers. You know, and over the years, I have reached out to a number of women veterans who are on TV, and they never reached back.
Oh, wow.
And you know, my thing is this: I'm like a people lover. I love people. I'm just so compassionate. You know, I mentor a lot of men. I don't know why the men just keep coming instead of the women, but I think because women veterans, we're so sensitive, a sensitive topic, we have got to join forces.
I agree.
You know, we've got to join forces. And with having someone like yourself, she made a post on Instagram. What it got? 90,000, 60,000.
I don't know.
It was
that much.
It was that much, and I'm just like, wow. Whatever it was, I'm just like, wow. You know, but I'm excited because Torrei is, you know, a part of Women Veterans Interactive now, and
yes.
I don't know, yeah.
And honestly, I want a picture with every single one of you today. I want us to do a group picture, and I will be posting that.
Awesome.
And it's on my heart, really. God put this on my heart. I really want to help us and help push what Ginger has started, because it's needed, you know, and now is the time to do it. So I really want y'all to know I'm here, and, you know, here to support, here to do anything that I can, and
awesome.
I'm really here. Just so y'all know, talking, like I told Ginger, she asked me to do it, I stepped up, and I'm actually grateful to be a part of this.
Y'all know I just want to lay straight out. I just want to lay down. But one of the things I mentioned is that, you know, Torrei's going to be joining us on the Pink and White tour that we're having around the country. And right now we're planning. Do we have anybody from Texas here today?
Oh, Texas?
Okay. Jeez. Wow.
I think she expected some other people to stand up with that one.
Wow.
But she represented.
There were a group of women from Texas here, and maybe they'll be here tonight at the gala. But Torrei will be joining us next month in Houston, Texas, and San Antonio, Texas, on the Pink and White tour. And then, you know, we hope to take this around the country in 2017. Thank you so much, Torrei.
Yes,
we love you.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Bye, guys.